Right, let's get your reaction now to the President's signing and that announcement by the President around clauses 4 and 5 of the bill. We're joined this afternoon by education activist Hendrick Makaneta and Teachers Union. That's the Suid-Afrikaanse Onderwysers Unie. The CEO, Paul Sauer, also joins us this afternoon. To both of our guests, thanks very much indeed for your time. Paul, I'd like you to begin with your reaction. Is this enough? Does the President go far enough to address some of the issues around the bill, particularly clauses 4 and 5?
Thank you, Michelle. From our side, definitely, that is what we've been propagated for or asking for, that we as a union is not completely against the bill. I think that it was high time for the bill to be put into process. But regarding those two contentious clauses, in the community that we serve, we really are of the opinion that we welcome the President's way of handling it currently, and that we're in full support of that.
All right, so the DA has said that it will continue to prepare court action. Your organization, Paul, has also said that you were studying the draft version of the bill before it was signed into law. You were looking at a possible litigation process. Is that on hold for you now while this 3-month period plays out?
Yeah, what we are looking at is what we have asked for and what we've been propagated. That is what the President has done. So we're going to put that on hold first and study it and see what the options are. But if we can't get to a specific point in the next 3 months and we can't get a consensus about moving forward, litigation will still be on the table, but I think that will be a last resort currently for us at this stage. We really welcome the opportunity to make a positive contribution.
Right. Hendrick, so the question I'm asking you is, what do the next 3 months look like in terms of consultation for you, and where might there be room for negotiation around clauses 4 and 5?
Well, quite honestly, we've always said that, it is important for government to look at, all avenues, particularly the National Assembly, to look at all the avenues, but also to make sure that all the provisions that are made, are able to comply with the Constitution of the Republic. You'll recall that the Constitution is the supreme law of the country, and that any law or conduct that is inconsistent with the Constitution of the Republic is invalid. And therefore, we do not want a situation whereby the President goes ahead to sign the bill and only to find that it is rejected at a later stage by the Constitutional Court.
Paul, for you, when the President talks about these consultations and perhaps finding solutions to some of the criticism around these particular clauses, what do those solutions look like for you?
Well, first of all, our main priority is to protect public schooling, and that means that when we talk about public schooling and not government schools, is that the community in which a school is situated should be able to have a say in taking into consideration the demographics, the changing environment, that they have to take into consideration, especially the community in which these schools are situated. Both in those two clauses that have been mentioned, it seems that although the school governing body is mentioned in it, it does seem that as if they want to be a stronger hold, a centralized hold on schooling from the government, and that's actually what our main concern is. So we did have an alternative, which I can't mention now, but we do have an alternative, and most probably will expand that alternative to make it really constitutional in regards to what we view as being unconstitutional currently.
Hendrick, insofar as the next 3 months again, what will be your role as an education activist to try and lobby one way or another insofar as admissions and language policies are concerned, and the fact that they will be determined by governing bodies?
Well, I think that, it's very important to ensure that the voices of the people are always heard. And in this important terrain of education, parents form a very critical component of the triangle, which is composed of the learners, the teachers, as well as the parents. And so whatever we do, there is no doubt that, if parents cannot be involved or if the voices of parents cannot be heard, that should actually be a problem. But I think that we need to really find a way to balance the relationship, of course, between the parents, the state as well, where there is a need for oversight. It's very important that the state provides that kind of oversight. But as we've always said before, we've always said that, what is key is that whatever laws are promulgated, they should, the president or before signing should always ensure that these laws comply with the Constitution in order to avoid a situation whereby at the later stage, he can be challenged in the Constitutional Court, and it will not be nice, for the court to reverse the gains, that are registered by the National Assembly from time to time.
Certainly. Paul, your closing comments, because, and I think you mentioned this at the start of our interview as well, the bill, other parts of it are welcome, and they have been in the works for some time, and they are quite necessary to address some of the gaps in teaching.
Yes, Michelle, I think we have been from the start is that we wanted to say we don't reject the bill from the start. Again, we are excited and we really would like to take cognizance of the President's way of handling this in regards with the new spirit of the GNU that is currently in our country. It was the right option. I think he has done exceptionally well with this. But right at the end, we would not like to see that the bill in November, if we can't get to a compromise, that it's been implemented as is, and then we will of course have to then view our options. But we are thankful for this excellent opportunity that we can show that for the country moving forward, that we can be a part of that.
Paul Sauer is the CEO of the Suid-Afrikaanse Onderwysers Unie, and Hendrick Makaneta is an education activist. To both of our guests, thanks very much indeed for joining us this afternoon.